At General Hospital, Portia finds Esme waiting in an exam room. Esme explains she has a sore thought and doesn't want to spread anything to her baby or the staff at her new job at the Invader. When Esme bemoans having to leave her baby to work, Portia points out Ace is a Cassadine, and both he and her are deserving of financial support from Spencer. Esme doesn't want to give Spencer any reason to argue she can't take care of her child. And it's bad enough she can't even get privacy from him and his family. She relays she considered leaving town, but Spencer vowed to follow her wherever she goes. Portia suggests maybe moving is exactly what she needs, as she might be more comfortable without Ace's family watching her every move. Later, at the nurse's station, Portia tells Esme that someone will call her with the results of the throat culture, and she gives her a prescription for pain. She says to take care of herself and her baby. Esme thanks her and says she'll think about what she said. In her room, Willow appears to be in pain when a nurse named Clara enters to check on her. Willow admits this hurts way more than she expected and can't get comfortable. Clara says that's common, and they just need to find a way to distract her. She asks if she'd like her mom to come in, as she's been camped out here 24/7. Willow is a bit confused, and Clara asks if they don't get along. Willow fills her in about her history with Harmony and realizes in the process that even though she was damaged and not her biological mom, her first instinct is to defend her. Clara explains as a mom, and they are only human, and on their best days, they do what they can. However, when they have those rough days, they have to forgive themselves for not being perfect. Clara can tell she still loves this Harmony, and maybe Harmony didn't have great parents, and maybe she thought she could do better by her. Clara says not repeating our mother's mistakes is the best they can do as mothers. Clara doesn't mean to be nosy, but she assumes the woman outside must be her biological mother. Willow says that's not her mother, it's her mother-in-law, Carly. Clara says it's just a shame her biological mom died without her getting to know her. Willow admits her biological mom is alive and in Port Charles, but she wants nothing to do with her. When Clara learns Willow's mother is Nina, she gushes as she is a big fan of Crimson. Willow says Harmony had her faults, but Nina's a train wreck. Clara notes they are all flawed and life is complicated. Clara points out that Nina's aunt was the one who saved Willow's life, so perhaps the universe is saying they should be in one another's lives. Clara notes she forgave Harmony, and so is Nina that unforgivable? Willow says that is what she's saying. Clara suggests, so if you got a call saying Nina had just died in a car accident, how would you feel? Willow admits when Harmony died and the truth about her came out, she still missed her and never stopped loving her. She even wishes she were still alive. Clara reiterates that her biological mom isn't dead. Willow knows and says Nina wants to be in her children's lives. Willow admits if Nina were to die, she'd feel another loss, but it's more complicated with Nina. Clara asks if it has to be. Clara says her relationship with her mom wasn't perfect, but she'd do anything to see her again. Clara is paged and has to go, leaving Willow with her thoughts. Laura stops by Kevin's office to speak to him. He can sense it's important. Laura's made a decision, and she won't be talked out of it. She says she's going to Russia to look for Nikolas, and fills him in on the property in Chechnya. Kevin agrees she should go, and knows there is no talking her out of anything once she's made up her mind, which is why he's going with her. Laura asks Kevin what about his job. He asks the same of her. Laura has convinced Jordan to take on the job of deputy mayor, plus there is email to keep in contact. She also thinks Esme and Spencer will need supervision. Kevin says they're going to have to learn to get along eventually, and they could put Alexis and her daughters on Spencer watch. Laura says she could ask Sunny for help too. Laura says they'll need someone who knows that area of the world, and to act as a translator, and has someone in mind. Laura calls Yuri, who is between jobs, and says he'd love to go with them. Laura says for the first time she has hope she'll see her son again. She and Kevin embrace. Droom arrives at Curtis' place and says he heard the DNA test was back. Curtis says he's Trina's father, and Drew congratulates him as Trina is an amazing young woman. Curtis also relays the news that he's moved back in. Drew recalls their last talk and asks if he figured out his feelings. Curtis says he's trying to figure things out with Portia and his marriage, but he's taking things slow. However, Jordan found out about it before he could tell her, as Portia beat him to the punch. He says Jordan accused him of using her to sort out his feelings, and he can't argue with that. He would never hurt Jordan intentionally. Drew says to do what's right, you have to hurt the people you love sometimes. Drew fills Curtis in on the deal the feds may make Carly if she gives up Sonny. However, he knows she won't give up Sonny. Drew worries the feds will pit him and Carly against each other. Curtis asks if there is a way that he and Carly can beat the charges together. Drew says he's working on it. Curtis says given nobody made money off the merger, maybe this is just going to be a slap on the wrist type of deal. Drew doesn't believe so if the feds are after Sonny. Drew eventually heads out and thanks Curtis for the talk. Outside, Drew makes a call to someone and says they have to move up the meeting regarding the SEC. He wants to discuss making a deal. At the Metro Court pool bar, Zeke introduces himself to Jordan, who feels she won't be good company. He offers to get his drink and leave her alone, but she apologizes if she came off as rude. She says her bad mood is her own fault, and she did something stupid. She admits to kissing her ex, who promptly went back to his new wife. However, she has told herself not wasting another minute of her time on him and offers Zeke another drink. Zeke accepts, and Jordan asks where he's from as she hasn't seen him around. Zeke admits he's new to Port Charles, and the place is starting to look better by the minute. By the pool, Tracy scolds Brooke Lynn for not bringing her information on deception and asks if Chase is too much of a distraction. She thinks she should tell him how she pulled strings for him to help keep her focused. Brooke Lynn shushes her and admits she is worried about what she is planning because Sasha, Maxie, and Lucy are her friends. She says they are great bosses, and deception is doing well. Tracy taunts, all that's going to change and soon. Tracy walks off, and BLQ wonders what just happened. Chase returns with Pate to find Tracy has split. He asks what's going on with her and her grandmother. Brooke Lynn wishes she knew. A pool boy cleans up at the bar and finds Jordan's ring left in one of the empty glasses. In Zeke's room, he and Jordan hit the sheets. At Deception, Maxie reads the sales records on the Deceptor and tells Lucy it feels too good to be true. Lucy thinks it is a fantastic product and produces some champagne to celebrate. Lucy pours them some glasses, and they toast to their success. Maxie admits she knew deception would be a good idea, but never thought it could be this successful. Lucy tells her to dream big, including moving on up to a larger house. Lucy suggests they start looking online to find her dream house, and Maxie admits her place is cramped. They get to shopping, and Maxie notes she can't afford any of the mansions Lucy's picking out. Maxie explains what she's looking for, and Lucy finds her the perfect house. Maxie is unsure, but Lucy pushes her to take the jump.